OTS webinar, After the Virus. Today's webinar is on rebuilding tourism, a case study on Thailand. We have 5 fantastic experts to discuss issues concerning the tourism sector in the country nicknamed as Teflon Thailand. Let me introduce you to them. Our first speaker is Assistant Professor Anne Sawari Ashton. Hello, Anne. Welcome to the webinar. Hello. Please briefly introduce yourself to the audience.
Hi, everyone. My name is Anne. Currently, I am a lecturer at the National Institute of Development Administration, where we have only master degree and PhD. So currently, I also researcher in the area of the wellness tourism. Very nice to see you all.
Thank you, Anne. Our second speaker is Miss Niracha Wangamasa. Hello, Niracha. Welcome to the 7th webinar. Please briefly introduce yourself to the audience. We can't hear you, Niracha. Could you please unmute your microphone? Your microphone is muted. Okay, we're having some problems here with it. Okay, Niracha. Thank you. Welcome to the webinar, Niracha.
Hello, everyone.
Your microphone, Niracha, where are you?
I am here. Hello, everyone. Again, my name is Niracha Wangmasa. I'm the president of the association called TIATA. TIATA stands for Thai Ecotourism and Adventure Travel Association. So I'm here at Bangkok. So the signal might be a little bit weak. It'll be okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Niracha. Our third speaker is Dr. Pritavuda Kiasan. Hello, Pritavuda. Welcome to this week's webinar. Please briefly introduce yourself to the audience.
Sawadee krap. Good morning to UK and good evening to Thailand. My name is Prichavud Krisin. I'm the president of Pisona Group. Normally, Pisona Group do the business about hotel, the transfer, and many tourism business in Phuket, Patong City. And also, I'm the president of Patong Development Foundation that we do CSR for Patong City. Welcome to everyone and greeting to people around the world. Thank you.
Thank you. And our fourth speaker is Mr. Thirapat Changaprakan. Hello, Thirapat. Welcome to the webinar. Please briefly introduce yourself to the audience. Hello, Thirapat.
Can you all hear me?
Yes, we can hear you very well.
Right. Thank you for having us here on the web seminar, and hopefully that we will be able to share and carrying on the same concern, because everyone's concerned about Thailand and especially with the elephant. So I am the owners of 77 elephants for this country, but I'm gonna speaking on behalf of the president of the Thai Elephant Alliance, which set up in order to support and making sure that every elephant owners in this country are able to look after the elephant through the good model of tourism. And we are actually the one that affect directly badly by the COVID-19.
Thank you, Thirapat. And our fifth speaker is Dr. Preda Chaya. Hello, Chaya.
Hello.
Welcome to the 7th webinar. Please briefly introduce yourself to the audience.
All right, Sawadee krap. Good morning, the world, and good late afternoon in Thailand. I am Prida Chaya. I'm working right now. I'm working in the Faculty of Tourism and Hotel Management, and at the same time, I am appointed at an international business program committee of the Faculty of Accounting. and Management International School, Mahasarakham University. Thank you.
Thank you, Chaya. Just a little reminder to the audience that at the end of the presentations, we will do the Q&A with our 5 experts. If you would like to submit any questions to the panelists, please use the Q&A button. You'll find that on your bottom of your screen. We'll do our very best again to answer as many questions as possible in the time provided. So let us start. And our first speaker is Assistant Professor Anne Sawari Ashton. Over to you, Anne. We have got a dog as well as our participant. Whenever you're ready, Anne, you may start. Anne, sorry, we cannot hear you. You've got your microphone on mute. Anne,
Okay.
cannot hear you. We can.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now clearly.
Okay. I will start from the beginning again. That as I introduced, that I am working as a lecturer at the Graduate School of Tourism Management at NIDA in Thailand, Bangkok. And today I will talk about rebuilding tourism, a case study on Thailand. And my agenda today, I will talk about COVID-19 in Thailand situation and some events that have happened in Thailand. And also I have some strategic planning that our country have done so far.
Okay.
So, we start from, as we all know around the world, that the COVID-19 first infected it's in Wuhan, and then after that, since it had happened, and Thailand was the second on the list in the world to have COVID-19 and the people who have affected. And after that, Thailand, we have the Center for COVID-19 Situation Administration. It's a special association that we have when the COVID-19 situation had happened. So this information that I received from this organization. As today now in Thailand, we have a total of 3,102 people infected, and today the latest date, we have 1 person being affected. So this person is actually, for the last few months, the people who have been affected is actually travel from overseas. So we have in total death about 58 persons in Thailand now, but it still have 73 people in the hospital. And after 3,102 persons, and now it's already cured and returned home over 2,971. So this is what we have been affected today. That is a report from the our health minister department. So I will talk about the timeline that in Thailand we're doing very well, and as we have record that since 26th of May until 1st of June, we have 0 infected. So this is we as our Thai people, we are very proud that we can help each other to control the spread of the virus. And as you said, you know, that since from first 3 months, this is some event that I will show you, and I will have a detail, let you know later on. So this is the first 3 months, and we have been starting since from 30th of December. And after that, we have a 0 number, and then we have the first person who've been affected. So this is, I will show you about the timeline. Okay, this is the timeline of the people. So since as I said to you that Thailand used to be the second on the list in the world after China, but now as 2 days ago, we have on the list at World 79 who have people being affected in Thailand. So like now today, we are moved further, is number 80 in the world.
Sorry to interrupt you, Anne. I've just had a message. Could we have, it says, the information in English? Perhaps you can translate it in English?
Yeah, sure. Okay, I will let you know that in that graph, and I will talk now. So the details of that graph, I will explain now, okay? I will have the significant one. This is like I said, you know, so the first effect, the first that people who have been affected in COVID-19 is the lady who traveled from Wuhan. Her name, her age is about 61. This is the very first person who have been reported that affected on the 12th of January. And after that, Thai people, the first Thai person who have been affected in 30th of January, and he actually, the taxi driver, he picked up the passenger, Chinese passenger, and then after that, we have the first of the Thai people who have been live in South Korea, 138 person being picked up by Thai Airways by the government and returned home. And those of them had been quarantined. And after that, on the 10th of February, we have the first Thai authority refuse the cruise ship to enter into Thailand due to our quarantine at the southern part of Thailand. And this is a very first thing that happened in Thailand about tourism. And after that, in Thailand, we have all been first spreader on 26th February. The people who spread that actually came from Hokkaido in Japan. And after that, he been to the hospital and it been affected his family. And this is how the spreader started in Thailand. And after that, in the 1st of March, the announcement of the first man to die from the COVID-19 infection. And actually his name, his age is about only 35, but actually he have some other sickness as well. And then we have a super spread. This is very, very big event in the boxing stadium on the 6th of March. And this place had been spread of the people around to Thailand because this is one of the major stadium. And the people who come to this stadium come from around Thailand and everywhere around Thailand. And then when they go back to their hometown, so the spread of the virus 19 had been spread into other people in the family. And then this is Phuket lockdown. On 30, we cannot go into Phuket and everything is closed. So maybe Dr. Pichawut will talk about that more as he have the business in Phuket. So these are the timeline. I won't go through every one of them, but if I will have the PowerPoint, if the audience would like to have that, and I will happy to post it into the media. So, and after that, Thailand tourism affected countdown. We have, this is what we have been affected after the COVID-19. We never see Pattaya, it's so quiet at the walking street. And then we are having, in some of the main beach, for example, PP Island, it is some good thing happened that, you know, after the no tourism, our natural environment recover. So we found that at Maya Beach, we have the return of the black tip reef shark. So this is one good thing that we see in Thailand. All that had been announced that no Thai New Year celebration for the first time in Thailand since I've been born in Thailand here that we have to stop of celebration Thai New Year. As you can see from my slide that we have waterfall, we have celebration, but since last time it's at the center of Chiang Mai, it's been closed and everything is shut down. So after that, we starting when the number of the people in Thailand, when the number of the people who've been affected is in a one-digit number. So we're starting to unlock the country. First of 30th of April, we starting open some shop that is very very necessary for the people. For example, you know, like a hairdresser shop and things like that. And on the 15th May, we have unlocked some others business. And on the 1st of June, so we open more of the shop. So I'll give you a couple organizations that what Thailand doing now, rebuilding tourism after the COVID-19. The first one is I get the information from TAT, or we call Tourism Authority of Thailand, and the Ministry of Higher Education, Science Research and Innovation. Here is what the TAT is doing, the Chain Collaboration for Sustainability. They launched some campaign they call Safety and Health Administration, or SHA. What does it mean? It means that this logo will be put in all the tourism industry or the service business to make the tourists confident about when you come to use the facility, when you come to use their service and product. If you see this logo, it means that they receive the shop, will have the shop free from the disease. So for example, what they're doing, they are safe. Tourism established a service must strictly follow to the COVID control guideline, the safety of attraction and facility with development plan, a hygiene and convenient cleanliness and safety. So this is for some example. So that to the confidence of tourism personnel in tourism establishment, including tourist safety as well and security protocol. And after that, Thailand now, we try to rebuild our economy to the local, because as now many business now suffer from closing down the business. So like, you know, many the industry or even the airlines had been affected. So the Ministry of Higher Education, Science Research and Innovation try to help with the country to rebuild our economy. So what we are doing, we call one sub-district per one university. So they use the problem from the community at the location to see how we can help solve about the problem. And also we've been into every industry, including tourism. So what I give you some example as myself, as a researcher and also as a lecturer. So the campaign called the One Tambon, or we call one sub-district for one university. It means that the lecturer or the researcher will go to work with the people in the community. So one of the projects that I plan to do it now is I will go to build one sub-district about north of Thailand, or we call Nan. So I will go to help them in my plan. I will go to help them to review about the destination, about wellness tourism for community-based tourism. So as their resources now had not been developed, they have ethnic group, they have a rich culture, and they have the very rich environments now. So they have potential to rebuild this destination. So as my project, what I will do with the one sub-district is wellness to community-based tourism. For example, we have the sport, we have the spa, we have healthy food, we have a mind and spiritual, and also we have Thai massage, but how we deal with that after COVID-19. So this is a very challenge, but this is one of the projects that government want to do. So I have some interview of the people in Thailand, the stakeholders. They give some suggestion about the behavior of the tourists will be changed. From now on, maybe they will have the people self-planning and they will not use money. and the people will not be a mass tourism anymore, and the people will be travel with the domestic. In the next 2 years, we think that we will have only domestic, but however, we expect to have international, but that is a challenge. Maybe I will talk again. So that the people will more consciousness about health and safety. And this is some of the key point that I get from the stakeholders that I have been talking with them. So what have we do about after we unlock the country? This is one of the challenges that we need to aware. So 1st of June, this is the beach in Thailand during the COVID-19. And because people have been locked down for 3 months, after that, after we unlock the destination, people have go into the place. This is the same place. And this is what happened in Thailand. So that is a challenge. How can we still keep social distancing? So this is maybe we keep with the industry person or the tourism person to plan about that and aware about that. So as you know that Thailand now we are doing very good. And this is what we are get that in Thailand we are top 5 or top 6 in the world. That is we dealing with the COVID-19. However, Thailand we almost go into the 0 number of affected, but in the rest of the world we still keep increasing. So my point is, I'm thinking if Thailand we don't have that, but how can we help to get the international tourists come to Thailand? And this is one of the big questions that we need to talk together, and we need to aware about that. Thailand safe, but the other not safe. We cannot open the country for the others to come. So in Thailand now we are doing very well, but this is what a challenge that we need to talk together. All right, it's come to the conclusion of my presentation today that I will leave a thought for all. So the first thing that after the early stage, we unlock the country, and this we have to deal with the people who being kept in the at home, and also the people are feeling frustrated, and they still have tried to live with the new normal of life. So this is live with how we're gonna plan that and how we're gonna deal with the a group of the people. So the Thailand now we will have a domestic tourism, and as I heard from the government, they will try to help with the people to go out and traveling around, but maybe have some campaign, but it's not sure yet. And Thailand can control the spread of the virus. However, what would be the strategy if the number of the new infected from the rest of the world is still increasing? If we build tourism, we also need to be able to welcome international as well. And lastly, I'm talking about the education system, as I am in the university. So do we need to create a new curriculum that is to go with the new normal life in after COVID-19? And here I'll finish my presentation. Thank you.
Thank you, Anne. Very interesting. I can see now the challenges faced by Thailand. Your presentation, if I can just say, is very well received by the audience. It's a global audience, and some of them have asked a copy of your presentation. So if you can send it to us, I will forward it to them, if that's okay with you. Okay?
Yeah, okay. But yes. May I tell the audience, the one that they have in Thai, actually, I already have English to translate in there, okay?
That's fine, thank you. But I found it very interesting anyway, which is
okay.
Really,
thank you so much.
Yes, well, thank you very much for your thoughtful contribution. Okay, so our second speaker is Niracha. Welcome, Niracha.
Hello, everyone.
Over to you. Oh, yes, we can see you clearly. Thank you.
You hear me well?
Yes, very well. I know you've got problems at your end because you've got a storm coming. Is that correct?
Actually, now it's like thunderstorm.
Thunderstorm, my goodness me.
Yeah, hold on. Okay, let me just get this done.
Yes, so our second presentation is on Thai ecotourism and adventure travel.
Okay. Mhm. Oh, works. Okay, right. Okay, I get it done.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone, again. My name is Nirasha Wongmasa. I'm the president of TIARA, which stands for Thai Ecotourism and Adventure Travel Association. Today, I think the topic is very interesting, actually, because everyone is looking, for the future. What will it be after the COVID-19? So today, talk about the situation about ecotourism in Thailand in particular. So let me to the next one. Well, where are we now? The ecotourism in Thailand. Everyone knows that in Thailand is really important for our economy because it counts about more or less 20% of our GDP. So that means it's really important. We cannot live without tourism in here. So ecotourism, talking about it, it's now it's only about 15%. This is like the figure before the COVID-19. But we are sure that after the COVID-19, the figure of ecotourism in Thailand should be better, should increase more. And you know why I'm talking like this later. So I'm very glad, to see that this is a very good trend for us, actually. It's the world tourism trend that ecotourism and adventure tourism is one of the 5 trends in the world after the COVID-19. So this is very good sign for us. And for our country, Thai ecotourism, I have to say, our government already issued one key national strategy, which is very important, that they will support, give the very full support for the CBT or community-based tourism. So this is very good sign as well. And for us as the private sectors, I have to say we are thinking about the period of the COVID, how long will it last? So we are talking about more or less 2 years actually to get rid of everything and get back to normal. But it's not the old normal, actually, it's the new normal. So we are looking at the time frame of 2 years from now. Let me just wrap up like our current and future state of Thai ecotourism in the post-COVID. So we are talking about we will see the new tourism pattern that can benefit all. When I say all, means like every stakeholders in tourism industry, because before, normally the benefit will go only through the travelers or the local government, something like that. It doesn't show the symptom or the sign that it can really benefit all stakeholders. But after post-COVID, this will be solved. And next, I think, we are all aware of digital because we cannot live without it anymore. So it's really a must, for all the stakeholders, even the villages or the communities that I'm talking about, that they are doing the tourism in their areas or in their communities, they must really use digital in order to give the good service in the future as well. So we are talking about the situation in the post-COVID that they really need to use digital in their services. And of course, what what in the future we will see the new pairing partners. When I'm talking about new pairing partners, for example, the hoteliers probably will shake the hand directly with the farmers and also with the communities as well. And of course, with the technology support, for the post-COVID, like right now, we have like a program from the 5-star group hotels that they just like, they call it from farm to the table. That means they bring some of the ingredients or resources from the villages or from the communities, hotels. They buy the rice directly from the farmers, for example. So this is the thing that I'm talking about, the new pairing partners. And of course, everyone now know that travelers' confidence is really the key. So we cannot avoid this message for sure. And everyone knows that we really have to prepare for the SOP, new normal SOP, like Ajahn Ann or Professor Ann just talk about SHAR. In our country, we concerned about health and safety. So the Authority Tourism of Thailand introduced SHAR, SHA, and I know that, you know, our speaker after me, he will also talk about SHAR in details. So, and also the new normal SOP will also include the effect of environmental concern as well. And everyone know that more awareness of environmental impacts will be there in all levels of industry. So those are the factors that we are going to face after the COVID-19 finish. So next, so now look at our Thai government reaction to the post-COVID. What will we see after the COVID finish from our Thai government? Of course, our government is now working seriously on the strong health promotion strategies through all the tourism supply chains. And of course, we will see more care after post-COVID. And they are also working on the enforcement of the immunity passport, not only for the domestic markets or inbound markets, and of course for outbound market as well. So, and one of the things that we have been talking is like after supporting the domestic travel, the government will reopen neighboring borders first. What I mean is like to reopen our neighboring borders, they also have to really check on this real situation of how well they can really handle the COVID-19 situation. If they are doing well, we can open the border probably with Myanmar, with Laos, or with Vietnam, whoever can really handle the situation better. And of course, after that, we will really have to go for the travel bubbles. You know, there people are talking about the travel bubbles at the moment. Even Thailand as well. We have, I think we are working on the travel bubbles with Japan at the moment. And we hope like by the next month, we should have more pairing with other countries for travel bubbles program. And of course, our government, I think they have done so well in giving the fully support on new knowledge in both operation and sales and marketing so far. And even for the post-COVID period, it will be even much more. And this is like very important for me because for us, because our government already announced that they will try to focus more in sustainable tourism development. I'm talking about the real practice because actually we have been talking about this, but in the real practice, it's not really there. So I think this is really a good chance for us, the ecotourism people, that the government will just come to emphasize in this sustainable tourism development. And for us, again, this is really good signals, you know, because like at the moment they are talking about shutting down all the Thai wildlife sanctuaries and national parks for at least 3 to 6 months. I mean, everywhere, not only some particular national parks, but everywhere in Thailand, actually. because they already see the signal that, by doing so, it results in better balancing of wildlife and forest resting as well. So this is really the good news that we really want to see it happen in the real life. And next, for CC, Thailand has been, I have to say, talking a lot on the carrying capacity, CC, but it never happens actually. So I think now the government is serious, very serious in talking about this because of the social distancing, and we have to control the number as well. So I think after post-COVID, CC regulation will be enforced for sure. And as I say, the government, especially TAT or Authority Tourism of Thailand, they have focusing in new tourism product types like CBT, as I told you earlier, gastronomy, agricultural, green tourism, wellness tourism, and of course, creative tourism. So they will focus more in those segments and those products. And last but not least, I think they now already aware, our government aware that it one direction, one message, because in the past, it depends on the ministry. So whoever come first, they talk one thing, and then the others, they will come and talk the other things. So people get confused, people in tourism. So now they really want to get everything done in one direction, one message. So now just move to the Thai tourists or Thai travelers. How will they come back after the COVID-19? Yes, they will travel in the smaller groups and they prefer the self-drive or FIT. So we see less group travel. And of course, whenever they travel, they must hold their health passport or immunity checkbook. This is very important. And they always look for the more value trips and price when they consider like the value trips. So right now, it's quite difficult for the suppliers as well because you have to offer something very variable but with less price. And travelers prefer to book online and make everything online, even for the payment as well. They prefer to do it one-stop service for a trip, and it must be cashless. So everyone now use the barcode or the QR code in order to avoid touching the real banknote. And of course, tourists prefer somewhere that is less crowded site, and they always ask for somewhere that they can really go and not too crowded, not to meet a lot of people. So this is also the new trend after the post-COVID, and they also prefer more outdoor activities. And even in the dining as well, they want to be close to the nature. So now we look at supply chain. Okay, when I talk about supply chains, I'm talking about the tour operators, restaurants, logistic partners, and as well as communities. How will they come back actually? So of course, yeah, they have to offer the customized excursion, and they have to offer more private tours actually. And we are just thinking like you must be small but special. So because if you are small but special provider, so we can adjust yourself and you can serve better in this now dynamic world. And of course, when we have to do a lot of social distancing, so the group tour selling price will be higher for sure. And as I say, all the partners, they really look now at the wellness and health tourism in Thailand. We have been talking about this seriously. you know, even from the first day that we have the COVID-19 situation until now. So everyone in the supply chains, they are preparing to turn their services toward wellness and health tourism. And we are also thinking like we cannot really sell by ourselves. We really need the networking sales or consortium sales. And also like flexibility is widely accepted in operation. What I mean by so, you know, before you can really offer like, for example, the hotel can offer like 14 days cancellation policy, for example, but nowadays, not anymore, you know. So many big hotels in Bangkok, in Thailand now, they offer like you can buy now and travel later, and it can last for 1 or 2 years, and cancellation is not existed anymore. So that means you can cancel anytime, something like that. So this is really good benefit for travelers. And the last one here, I have to say, business diversification is a new normal for Thai tour operators. You will see this example of what I'm talking about, business diversification, on my last slide. Okay, so this I'll go very quick now. I have to say, like, you know, travelers would like to go directly to the destination. So the new logistic system must be direct to the site, not to go via, you know, the destinations. And of course, I already talked about SHAR certification. So every stakeholder must have some sort of certification. It doesn't have to be SHAR, it can be anything. So, but you must have the standard for health and safety. And, you know, now everyone prefer food delivery than sitting in. So there are many requests for the picnic meals and room delivery as well. So you must design, you know, how you can handle the picnic meals, or how can you design the new room delivery, that kind of thing. And like I said, for the post-COVID, there will be more interest in ecotourism activities. Just for example, they really need the hand-on experience in the outdoor atmosphere. Like you can offer the DIY tree planting, for example. So this is already the request that already get in at this time in order to prepare for the post-COVID tour. And everyone know that health and safety is now a new luxury. Well, this is my last presentation. I mean, last page, but not really last, because I still have some photos to show you. Thai tourism ready for challenges ahead. I have to say, yeah, we are used to now with the adaptation, because during this time, learn, we adapt, and we learn and we adapt. So we keep repeating, practicing this kind of thing. So learn and adapt. So now we are used to adaptation. I'm talking about Thai ecotourism, not only Thai ecotourism, but the mass tourism as well in Thailand. You know, I think all of us, we are really used to. And Thai people, in one thing is like we can change quite fast. You know, we learn how to adapt the new world actually. And yes, we are forced to be ready. Let me just give you a little bit photos up here. This one is like, I just want to show the business diversification. You can see here, this is one of the Tiara members. Actually, this guy, he's doing the Bangkok food tour and Chiang Mai food tour as well. So all the tuk-tuk drivers, they are the supplier of the company. But when we are facing the COVID-19, this company really diversified the business by, you know, just like giving the chance for the tuk-tuk drivers in order to deliver the products to other clients. But why should you use tuk-tuk? Because tuk-tuk is cheaper, of course, cheaper than Grab or other logistic companies. And also if you use tuk-tuk, you can really help the economy, because those drivers, they are mostly from the lower income families. So this is a social supporting system as well. And this one, for this company, I have to say the name is Local Alike. This company has been working with communities all over Thailand. I have to say, this company is really amazing, because they turn the business in order to survive during this time by bringing the local chef and to cook in the fine restaurant. And they also bring the celebrity chef in order to work together with the local chef, and they bring all the resources and the ingredients from the communities and to cook the fusion food for the fine dining. So this is really the way as well. And they also do the delivery as well. So this is really a good example that without doing the ecotourism with the community at this time, they still can survive by diversifying businesses. And for this one, what is actually, I have to say Nakam product actually is my product, because I forgot to introduce that I am also running the Green Hotel in Loi, the province in the northeastern part of Thailand. So I am just offering the local product or made in Loi product out to the outsider of Loi. So we have so many good products in the area. So Nakam product is like the representative of Loi product there. And this is my last presentation page. Okay. You can see all of them here. They are all the Terra members, and they already diversified their businesses. Like you can see, like most of them just like bring their skills, of like cooking sweet, Thai sweet, and also like the guy on the bottom, he's really good in cooking breakfast, very healthy Asian breakfast. And on the right top hand, and I have to say this company, they are selling the brand, and you won't believe how good they can sell at this moment, just only for 3-4 months. And the last one as well, they just turned the team in order to focus in the fruit plantation and do the delivery as well. So this is the last one of my presentation. I'm just trying to share the experience from the real experience from our association member. So thank you everyone for listening. I hope it's useful, and I will share my presentation as well if anyone would like to have it later on. So thank you.
Oh, thank you, Nirasha. Very, very interesting. Very much information there. It makes us feel hungry, actually, looking at those beautiful pictures of your food. Thank you so much for your contribution. And our third speaker now is Prithavuda. Over to you, Prithavuda.
สวัสดีครับ everyone. Good morning and good evening to everyone around the world. My name is can hear everything okay?
Everything's
yes
fine.
yes okay. The thing is I would like to welcome everyone to join with this YouTube, with this website anyway. My name is Prichavut Kisin. I'm the president of the Pisona Group. Normally I do the business in Phuket, Thailand, and also my base business in Patong City. Patong City, if everyone imagination to do, is like Pattaya in Chonburi. Is have a lot of entertainment business, pub, bar, discotheque, beautiful beach. On the beach we have a lot of beach chair or some facility, a lot to entertain tourists around the world. If you come to Phuket, number one city that you have to visit is Patong City. First of all, I have to say sorry, my English is not too good. I try to speak slowly. I hope everyone to understand me. First of all, I have to give the perspective view first. Patong City is like a Pattaya in Chonburi. So it means if the tourists come, they're gonna come first place, gonna come to Patong City because we have walking street. Walking street is a lot of entertainment business. For example, pub, bar, discotheque like this, like around 400 meters. And also we have a very, very beautiful beach. We have a jet ski. We have many entertainment equipment to serve the tourists. Also, in every year, Phuket is number two. Number one is Bangkok. Number two, the biggest tourism city is Phuket. Phuket every year, for example, last year we have 15 million tourists visit to Phuket. Around 10 million is a foreigner tourists, and 5 million is a Thai tourist. We make the revenue to Thailand around almost 500 million baht, or around 15 million US dollar a year. And also you see the platform of Phuket, normally 10 million of tourists, they spend money, or they spending is around 80% of total revenue to Phuket. 5 million is from Thai people, but they spend around 20 to 25%. So it means the platform of Phuket, we rely on the foreigner tourists. So that's why the COVID-19 is a lot of effects, is a lot of impact to Phuket. We start to close Phuket from entertainment business 18th of March 2020. And until now, they start to close until everything around 15th of April. And now also the government try to unlock down many business. In Phuket, we have 6 very important activity of the tourism business. Hotel just opened, number 1. Restaurant 15th of May. The tourist 1st of June. Everything just start in around 2 weeks. But what's going on in Phuket? They didn't open airport. They didn't open the beach. It's nothing. If you don't open the beach and international flight and airport, it means we got almost 3 months zero tourists, especially the foreigner tourists. It means these 3 months, we almost got zero revenue. So I let everyone to guess this around the world. Patong before is like an entertainment city, crowded city, famous city. Now, what I see in it, but I tell you, I never seen before in my life. Patong become abandoned city. It's like a ghost town. Even though the government try to unlock down phase 3, but we have only 10% open the business. This is what it means. We have people lose a job, around 80% of employment before. It means at least 500,000 in Phuket no have a job now, at least almost 3 months. Of course, government support 5,000 baht to people. They register almost 20 million. They give social insurance payment back around 3 months or so to people who have social insurance. But you know what? The government, now they didn't pay it all. Around 20% didn't get any baht yet. But almost 3 months, they have to survive with zero revenue. So that's why Phuket is worth it. I never see this before. So that's why everyone to see my perspective view that Phuket is crowded, make money, the city of employment now is almost nothing. what we can do now. But today, I said to Professor Eugenia, we didn't open the international flight or open the airport yet, and not open the beach yet. So what we gonna do? In Patong people, Phuket people, we have learned a lot. I want to talk with 3 words first. One, we have to talk 3 stakeholders. 1, public sector. 2, private sector. And 3, people sector. First of all, I want to talk with the people sector. Phuket people, Thai people in Phuket. What we have learned? We have learned, 1, the new normal with the social distancing skill, wear the mask, wash your hand, everyone have a small gel, alcohol gel, and far away each other 1 or 2 meters. And everywhere we go, we have to register with the program with government like Thai Chana or Mo Chana. If you want to come to Phuket, you have to register in the like a QR code with Thai Chana. So the people sector have learned a lot. Many people work from home. Many people study from home. We learn this a lot. Now we adapt, we learn, and we try to be ready to the new normal after COVID-19. But the problem is we don't have a chance. We don't have a money. We don't have a job. This is the first one. We feel hopeless. Many people feel hopeless in Phuket. The private sector, the second one, this one I'm not worried because normally private sector, they have a business. They are a little bit smart. They have a good mindset for to do business and to be a survival. The thing is they try to do, we talk about to reboot the economic in Patong or in Phuket, that we start to reboot with before if you rent the area 100 baht. Now we give you 3 months 0 baht to pay for the rent. The 4th month we pay 10%, 10 baht. The 5th month we pay 20%, and the 4th month we pay 40%. The 5th month we pay 50%. The month of 8 we pay maximum 50%, and we try to reboot to help each other to get reboot the economy together. This is the private sector. We try to talk about this, and also we try to buy thermometer, scan. We buy the gel. We have PPE, uniform. We have many things to make worker to work in the future. The thing is, the most I worry is the public sector. The public sector in Thailand, I can give only 1 word. NATO. NATO is mean no action, talk only. Some the policy they give to us, but it's not effective. Not effective. You know why? Because I see Patong, I see in my own eye, I see in everything what happened. In Phuket and many cities, a lot of people still in the line to ask a free food. 5,000 baht, never enough if you want to stay in Phuket, because we have high living costs. This is the big problem. And also the government didn't give to anyone. This is very, I don't know, it's not fix the problem. That's what my point of view. And also they try to make the many policy. I want to say one thing, why we are success in the top 5 of the world. It's not because of government policy. It's because of we have a good doctor. We have a good system of bureaucratic. It means health department, public health department is good. That only 10%. 90% is because of Thai people, cooperation and participation of the government policy. Without the participation and cooperation of Thai people, never be success in this day. This is what I see in Thailand. So that's why the government cannot claim we are the top one because of we have a good government. This is because of Thai people. That's what I see it. Because everyone wear the mask. Everyone, when they didn't see people wear the mask, they go complain. They go to notice each other. This is good. But the government have to change the big mindset. The mindset of centralized power. They have to change very strongly to decentralize to the local government to help people. This is what happened. Why I say this? Around 24 million people go register to ask 5,000 baht, even though very small money. Why? In Thailand, we have a big problem we call economics paralysis or inequality of economy. This is the big problem. The people who rich is super rich. People poor, super poor. And why? Why Thailand like this? That's why I say the mindset is the most important. People in Thai, we are good. We are adaptable. We try to survive. Private sector is the most and the best, the smartest group in Thailand. But only one sector, that what I have seen in my life, never be a new normal, never be social distance, never know what is going on. Is the problem of mindset, of centralized, of bureaucratic government. This is what I say. If public sector change the mindset to decentralize to the local government, to decentralize to give power or for resources like a management, money, and material, go to the local government or go to the local units. This is gonna be the best. But now what I have seen is they make the big loan 1.9 million baht, but they still give to the bureaucratic government or bureaucratic state to give that money to the powerful people to give to people. This one is fail, super fail. I never said it. Now I'm sorry I said the truth because I'm the local people here. Phuket it's got very, very super crisis. I never seen in my life. Not crisis because of people sector, not crisis because of private sector. We are crisis. We got the crisis because of public sector. Number 17 of May, the Phuket government say we're gonna open airport, but the center in Bangkok, Bangkok government cancel it. You know what's going on? The problem, people, if you want to open airport or beach, you have to tell people before, at least 2 weeks, because we have to prepare to rerun the business or to do business. But you know what's going on? Last time they announced to open the hotel business. They announced 11 p.m. of 31st of May to open the business. Number one, the 1st of June. How I can do business in Phuket, in Thailand? The public sector, I think, is a less of careless of people in Thailand. It's just they have to change the mindset. They have to change the behavior. If they not do like a NATO in what I say, everything gonna be the best. So I try to conclusion. I don't know what time now, but I say from what I feel, from what I see, what Patong people feel, and what Patong people see now, the government is the big problem of to fix the COVID. I give one example. They try to lock down 3 months. They have a good number. They're very happy. They show a lot of happy. We have less number. We are top findable. I tell you one thing. The number of people who suicide because they got stressed, it's the same number the people who dead the same in COVID-19 Thailand. And number of people who got sick or who get sick now because they got stressed and they're gonna die soon because of not because of COVID-19, because they don't have anything to eat, and they got stressed because they don't have any hope anymore. This is the big problem. This is the real story. This is the thing we have to talk about Thailand. I'm Thai people, but I'm very sad about the public policy. I'm really sad about government, what they do. They lock down people like they don't have enough knowledge. They don't have enough skill to run this Thailand. I mean, this city, this country. This is what I have to blame from the private side and people side. The thing is, change the mindset first. To give the loan, give more money to anyone who zero age until 80 or 90. Give everyone at least 5,000 to 10,000 to survive at least 6 months. Because my point of view, especially in Phuket or the tourism business or tourism industry, never come back in the short time. At least we have to spend 1 or 2 years to come back like before, after COVID-19. If you accept the real world, accept the real information, you cannot imagine it. You have to survive with everything have changed forever. Even though we have a vaccine, we still wear the mask. We still take care of yourself. We have to care about public health. We have to care to be a social distance. We have to study at home. We have to start work from home. You cannot run away from this new normal. This is what my point of view. And also, the last thing to give to the people, be strong yourself. Don't rely on the government policy. Study at home, work at home, be a survival by yourself, and study more about the new normal knowledge, new world. And then we're gonna be survive. So I cheer up to everyone. I give a heart to everyone around the world to pass this crisis of COVID-19 together. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Very powerful presentation there, presenting us all the problems faced by ordinary people and, of course, employees working in the tourism-related services. And, of course, I can hear that there's a kind of a loss of trust, is it, in government policy on the COVID-19? Is that correct?
Yes, they have some the government policy something to help, but it's not effective. For example, they try to make the loan. They give the loan 400 million. 400 million they support only rich side, I mean investor in Thailand. Maybe 20 people, 20 group. But another 400 million, they try to give people almost 20 million to give 5,000 baht for 3 months. So it's super not fair, super inequality. This is the policy of, I don't know how to say, people very sad about it. They not support. And also to make a loan to the big investor, big company, they give it a lot. But around 5 to 6 million SME, I mean entrepreneur, they give to share, and they try to give soft loan 2 million. But past the bank and in the bank system, the financial instrument, the problem is not have like that. They charge you 4%. They let you do many things to get that loan. And also people who not part, we have the standard we call credit bureau. Many people didn't get that. How you not bad in credit bureau? Now Thailand at least 15 to 20 million account of debt now they have to refinance. This is the big problem. And also they didn't support enough to SME. I mean the medium to small, they didn't support enough. Normally they spend a lot of money to support the big size. This is the problem of parity of economy of Thailand. You will see I speak the truth. If I not speak the truth, you can check it. This is the real. But nobody don't want to talk,
yes.
And nobody don't want to have problem with public. But better I'm the one of population of Thailand. I speak the truth. This is what I want to say. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Very, very thought-provoking presentation, a very powerful set. Okay, and our fourth speaker is Tirapat. Tirapat, over to you. Thank you so much.
Hello again, everyone. I hope you can hear me nicely.
Very well, yes, thank you.
First of all, I have to thank for the university and the professor for arranging this talk and inviting us. And that shows that you actually concerned about the problem. And you know that the COVID-19 is not just having an effect on human being, but every animal. And that's including the elephant. So this is a good opportunity for me to share for the people at the rest of the world of how the elephant in Thailand is now survive. And before sharing that, let me give you a little bit of background and the situation of our elephant before the COVID-19 so that you understand that why it's so important for all of us around the world to pay attention for this group of the world citizen. When I say the group of the world citizen, I do really want everyone to consider the elephant as a world citizen. Let me give you the numbers and the situation of the elephant. Here in Thailand, the elephant's population has declined rapidly at unsustainable rate before the COVID-19. And when I say unsustainable rate, let me give you numbers, and this is the fact, not my feeling. 60 years ago, let's go back to 60 years ago, Thailand has altogether 12,000 elephants. I don't need to tell you how many elephants here 300 years ago or 400 years ago because we were not there. So let's discuss 60 years ago, during our generation, there were 12,000 of them. And today, there are 3,800 elephants left. 3,800 seem to be a great number, especially compared to your countries that the elephant are not the native animals. But if you're looking at 12,000 down to 3,800 within 60 years, and that means 70% of the elephant population has disappeared from our planet within one generation. So if you consider any nationality, any population group that 70% die in one generation, that's critical. If the numbers continue to going down without any better, I would say children of my children, children of your children will not get to see this elephant in reality. And I want to confirm you that the situation at our neighbors country, Vietnam, Laos, Cambodia, Malaysia, Indonesia, even worse. So within the last 40 years of Thailand, the elephant populations, since the logging stage has passed. So in the last 40 years, the elephant population of Thailand and Southeast Asia were subsidized directly, indirectly, sponsored by tourism. And the tourism has changed so much within the last 40 years, from amazing elephant tourism to a period of time that we make elephant dancing and kicking football and walk on two legs 20 years ago. And later on, we have learned that that such a tourism is not good for the elephant. So within the last 10 years, with the work we do here in Thailand, we are setting the new trend of elephant in tourism from entertaining to be what we classify as elephant healthcare-based tourism. The elephant healthcare-based tourism is a well-designed version that combines what needs to be done for the elephant to keep them wealthy, to keep them healthy, physically and mentally, with the tourism activity. So within the last 10 years, many people from different parts of the world had joined the tourism, and they're not just entertain themselves and having fun with the elephant, but they actually directly a great supporter. Many of them visit Thailand and join the healthcare activity. They help feed the elephant, taking care of elephant, helping on the healthcare and health inspection, even bath the elephant. Among 3,800 elephants in Thailand, I would say that 3,000 of them are directly, I should say, were directly supported by tourism, and a couple hundred financially supported by the Thai government, while the rest belong to the other organizations and elephant hospital and under care of the faculty of veterinarians at some university. So 94% of elephant in this country under tourism. In the last couple of years, with the world economies down, the tourism was not very good at all for Thailand and Bangkok, Phuket, Chiang Mai, every part of the country, especially with the elephant. So in the last couple of years, the elephant business were not very good. Some of the facility find it hard to survive, but we still, support each other and manage to keep the elephant. And during that time, there was no bad effect to their feeding, to their physical, and to the employment of the staff until, as everyone knows, the COVID-19 has hit. It's begun in China. So among 3,800 elephants in Thailand, they all stay at 250 facility. Some of the facility, their tourism designed to take care of Asian and Chinese tourists. They were the very first group of the elephant facility that affected by the COVID-19. And then some of the facility in January, February, March, still doing okay because they were focusing on the visitors from America, South America, and it was until the WHO, World Health Organization, has announced that the outbreak turns pandemics. So since the WHO announced as a pandemic, every elephant facility, doesn't matter if you are Chinese tourist-based camps, if you are Westerner Europeans, American-based camp, all of us has no tourists at all. So that's put every elephant facility in a very difficult situation. And when I say in a difficult situation, since we're talking about tourism industry, so let me have a few minutes to compare how difficult for us to survive, to keep the elephant healthy, to keep the employment going. Let's compare elephants tourism to other business in tourism, for example, a car rental or accommodations, hotels and guest houses. With car rental business, if I own 50 cars for rental and without anyone renting my car, I can just park all of them, keep the key, and let one security person take care of those 50 cars. Maybe I have the CCTV cameras on. Or another good example, let's compare to the hotels. If I'm a hotel manager without visitors, I probably choose to lock 9 floors of my hotel and operate only 1 floor. Or I may ask some of my staff to leave without pay, and hopefully they understand. But then looking at the elephants, even though it's no business, no income, they're just like your own child, big child. You can't just go and talk to them, say, look here, we don't have much money. Can you eat half? That's not possible. That's not a case of elephant care. So it doesn't matter what it is, doesn't matter how difficult it is. For the elephants facility management, we always have to make sure that they get they get fair amount of food to keep their body in a good health condition. And with the Thailand elephant care, we don't lock them in the enclosure system so that many elephants can just stay inside and 1 or 2 staff can just be in attendance and throw them the food. With Thailand system, and I would say including Myanmar, Laos, Vietnam, Cambodia, Malaysia, with the Asian system, I would say we always do based on 1 person pairing with 1 elephant. Elephant and keeper create a very strong bond and they stay together. The mans are the one who make sure that the elephant get well fed and stay in a good condition physically and also mentally. So the elephant facility cannot just tell the staff to leave the job, half of them, because if we do that, it's gonna affect the health condition of the elephant and also the emotional condition of the elephant. And by placing a different guys to approach and look after not his own elephant can also mean you putting the man into the risk of being refused or even being attacked by an elephant. So with our condition, the elephant facility in Thailand cannot deny the cost of feeding, and it doesn't matter weekend, weekdays, no holidays, 24 hours a day of responsibility, we cannot deny. So we cannot cut down the cost of the feeding, which is the big part of the operation. And also we cannot cut down the cost of the staff employment because it affects the welfare of the elephant. So in comparison to other tourism business, the elephant facility cannot survive at the same length of period of time. For example, many of the tourism business, probably, I think most of the business and company around the world keep only like 4 to 6 months, maybe less of operation budget. Doesn't matter it's small or large company, but for the elephant, same amount of budget, we probably run out in 3 months. And the Thai government, have locked down the country April, May. So most of the camp are about to be at the ending stage of operation funding. So at this stage, many of us try to do our best to keep the elephants and the team survive. So here are some of the action that most of the elephant camps do in order to keep themselves survive. So firstly, numbers of the elephant camp, I think most of us are focusing on own survival plan by growing own food as much as possible, even though it doesn't success now, but hopefully once the seeds is on the ground, maybe in the next 3 months, hopefully we get some food without cost for the elephant. Many of the facility try to get cash flow coming in by selling a voucher for the futures visitor, hopefully. So many of us, including my own business at Patala Elephant Farm, we are offering a 1 for 2 offer package. Okay, and some of the facility are open their bank accounts so that a kind supporters give them a donation. So many of the facility try to survive, and also we are working so hard and communicating, talking to the government. So hopefully the government can help us with some of the financially support urgently. But after I have joined many of the government meeting, and it's actually relate to the president of Phuket Tourism, who's the third speaker, has mentioned that we all found it hard because the tourism industry, we generate every year around 500 million baht for the country. The second speaker has said that we generate around 20% of the Thailand GDP, and it's kind of huge amount of budget for the country. But lately, for the tourism industry, the Thai government, together with the Ministry of Finance and the Saving Bank, they actually had prepared 10,000 million baht, which is very little. 10,000 million baht, which is 300 million pounds for the tourism industry, which include 15 of sub industry, including the air transportation, ground transportation, hotels and accommodation, restaurants, souvenirs group. I mean, all of us, including the elephant, all of us has to be fighting for such amount of the budget. The attitude of this is actually, for me, it's wrong. So for us to give these amounts as a loan, it's kind of wrong mindset, because this kind of industry, the tourism industry, generates so much for the country, and I would say it's even worse if the government just give it for free and keep us alive, so that when the tourism start again, looking at Thailand, accordingly to the first speaker has mentioned that how well we did dealing with the spreading, how well we did in preparing the opening for the country, and I have heard that the country of China, the people of China, they love us, they love Thailand. Many of the country looking at Thailand as the very, very first destination to travel to when traveling is safe. So once that happens, Thailand will be the very first choice for people around the world. And I want the Thai government to looking at the budget as an investment, because if they're looking at that budget as a loan, it make it too complicated for many of us, because the banks looking at us as the people who are asking for the loan, so they're checking us if we have any ability to return. Which none of us has ability to show to return right now. But when the travel start, we do have ability, and we all together can actually generate money, and that's how we pay back to the country. So anyway, during these 3 months of difficulty, we all try to survive, and luckily, nicely, there are some different organizations in this country that quickly start the project to save the elephant through the COVID-19. Hopefully, we are together can save the elephant until the end of year 2020, which we're still not sure that if traveling will be started again. So the organization that I run, called the Thai Elephant Alliance, has started the package to get all the help and support. People donate to us. People put money in bank account. People do PayPal, and we do a survey on which elephant camps and where are they and what actually they need. Many of them, they're fighters. They want to fight. They don't just sit and ask for money or elephant food. They want to fight. So we actually turn the donation budget to their, for example, some of the elephant facility, they have a lot of staff and they're ready to go out and find their own food, but they don't have money to fill in the gas. So our organization helping in that. And also, thankfully, for a new launch of the Tourism Authority of Thailand package, that the elephant owners of Thailand can do online registration and get some budget in order to buy agricultural products for the farmers. So this package is actually helping the farmers and helping the elephant at the same time. So there are some positive things going. Anyway, so with the topic that we're talking about, how we're gonna rebuild the tourism, for me, some of the business, some of the facility can be rebuilt. For example, buildings and cars, they can restart again. But for the elephant, if they stop, if they die, we can't get them back. So at this stage, we can't wait for the rebuild stage. We just have to do the survival stage. So hopefully everything's gonna turn better. Thailand is doing well, and hopefully the tourism will start again. And I want to send my message to the people in the rest of the world that once again, please looking at the elephant in Thailand and Southeast Asia as the world citizen. And I want you to know that there are people here on ground working hard every day, 24 hours a day, 360 days of the years, non-stop to keep them alive. So if tourism start again, please consider come and support. Doesn't matter who you are and where you're from, at least one day of your lifetime, come and meet the elephant and share the responsibility.
The industry. And also it's interesting to see that you also spoke about dependency issues concerning the tourism industry in general, in Thailand. But it's been a fantastic presentation. Thank you very much for your contribution. And
I'll be ready for the Q&A.
Yes, at the very end, I'm sure there will be many questions for you at the end of the presentations. And our last presenter is Dr. Chaya. Over to you, Chaya.
Thank you very much. First of all, as the last speaker, I really appreciate Dr. Prichavut. You tell the world the truth about the impacts of COVID-19 affecting Thai people. I myself do not dare to speak like you today. It's true. The way that is true. And at the same time, thank you, Kun Thirapat, that for today, I learned a lot about elephant tourism, that even though we have COVID-19, but we cannot stop feeding the elephant because of the COVID-19. It's about the heart and soul that I can learn and I can feel from your speaking. That's it. Thank you very much. But for my point, I will talk about my topic is about prioritizing hotel attributes with new norms right during and after COVID-19 in Thailand. I talk about my research. The current research is not completed yet. And I do it because of the COVID, because I will take the opportunity to publish in the for the Thai people and for the world. And I will talk about the fact, not just only from the point of view. So I would like to present my research concerning about hotel attributes that I am doing it during the COVID-19. So this is my research. I like to share with you. 1 moment. Try. Could you? Hello. Oh, sorry. Can you see my slide, please?
Yes, we can. If you put it on the full slide, if you can press it.
I showed my slide already. Yeah.
No, it's gone. That's it. It's at the bottom. Can you see
Okay.
this icon? Yes, you
In
can
this-
have full
okay.
screen. That's it. Okay, yes, we have got a
Okay.
full screen now.
This is
Thank you.
okay. The research is not finished yet, but I just present you some initial finding about, because I would like to know about hotel attributes during the COVID-19. Okay. I don't know what happened to my slide.
Okay, I can see.
Okay. And I actually do this research. I would like to talk about the COVID, when the study has started and what the situation now. First of all, I would like to tell you about the COVID-19 timeline in Thailand first. When I doing the research, I keep thinking the first day when first case confirmed in Thailand, as Dr. Anderson telling about COVID-19 timeline in Thailand. And then I keep thinking about when World Health Organization announced that on 29 February that the world facing pandemic disease. So I starting writing the concept and doing my questionnaire on this time, but I don't want to do like I present the paper in the conference because I like to show you only the result first. But I show this so that you can understand the research process and data collection period, what I am doing. So I collect the data from the 1st of February, the 1st February I'm writing. And when the first death confirmed on the 1st of March, and then I collected the data on 15 March after super spreader. I am doing this research in Thai international hotels in the northeast of Thailand, in 3 provinces, in Khon Kaen and Korat and Buriram. That is, we have international hotel, and then 21st public mall closed. I have my assistant researchers, my senior student who have internships in the hotel, and I have some hotel managers and HR managers, or sometimes my student can ask for the hotel for the data access. But when 26 March when the Thai government announced emergency state, and on the 3rd of April curfew lockdown, my data collection stopped because all hotels in the Northeast on the region, and like Dr. Prisha would say, all hotels closed down by the government saying that. So I am doing this, and right now the data I am doing my data analysis on the 22nd on May 20. All data is on 20 up to 22nd May. So in the questionnaire, for the concept, I will evaluate the Thai customer, why I am doing Thai customer, as Dr. Prisha would say, in Phuket, in Pattaya, in Bangkok, or in Chiang Mai. The majority of tourists are foreigner or international tourists, but for in Isan region or the northeast of Thailand, the majority of tourists are Thais, more than 80%. So I evaluate normal service quality features. At the same time, I spread into new normal features of hotel service quality. This study, based on Thai Hotel Association's COVID-19 prevention guidelines for the hotels, because at that time, I have only that guidelines for dealing with COVID-19. And this is for the results of my research. For the first part, it's about normal service quality features for the hotels. I tell you that the numbers of participants is 405. That's valid for data analysis. And I just show you only the first 5 most important features. And the first 5 highest performance satisfactions of the customer on overall customer satisfaction. And you can see that maybe because of the COVID crisis or outbreak in Thailand, but at that time, when we're collecting the data, it's not the time if I can go back to the time period. We are collecting data in February, March, but it's not maybe half of Thai tourists or participants did the questionnaire before emergency state and curfew. So after post-COVID, I have to do it again to compare during the COVID and after the COVID, whether the opinions of the satisfactions of the participants is different or not. But anyway, feeling safety and security in the hotel for Thai tourists, travelers, or excursions or something like that is ranked the highest important. And at the same time, feeling of safety and security in the hotel in the northeast of Thailand, the hotel performed the highest, but this only meet the customer expectation, but the performance of service quality regarding feeling of safety and security of the hotel is not beyond or exceed their expectation. That's we have to focus about that. And the second rank is about quality of restaurant that you can see, and room cleanliness in the room, and hospitableness of front office staff, and first impression for peace of mind at home. Because when they stay at the hotel, they need safety and security, they need hygiene. At the same time, they have to stay like at home. So I doing pair sample test analysis. From original, I am doing important performance attribute. I cannot show you the analysis for IPA yet because I'm not finished it yet. Normally for normal service quality feature, it consists of 33 features. For the COVID-19 preventive, I got in my questionnaire, I got 12 items. And this is for new normal attribute during COVID-19. I show you only the first 5 important features and the first 5 highest range of service quality, performance, satisfaction. This based on COVID-19's prevention guideline for hotel by Thai Hotel Association. As you can see that most of the Thai travelers are very concerned about all staff of the hotel must wash their hands with soap, alcohol, hand sanitizer to reduce risk contracting. And next, guests coming from overseas must declare their trip over a period of 14 days and see a doctor if unwell for 14 quarantine. And social or physical distancing practice is encouraged to maintain our hotel is number 3. Number 1 is watching. Their guests, staff, contractor, vendors, supplier declare they have to contact with any person suspected of COVID-19 infection have to tell the hotel staff something like that. And they support that face masks, thermometer, alcohol, hand sanitizer made available for guests, hotel and staff that you can see for all around Thailand for supermarket, big malls, something like that. This is number 5. That's confirmed the public health of Thailand that and the doctor try to encourage Thai people to fight with the COVID with this, and they rate quite high. And after then, I doing factor analysis. In order to see underlying dimension of the new normal concept. Okay, around the world and in Thailand, we tell about the new normal concept, but this new normal concept dimension derived from the current research viewed by the participants of Thai travelers. The first, after doing factor analysis, the first factor or the first dimension is peaceful hospitableness and new product design. This is about protocol that hotel management or hotel leader have to know about new product design. I will talk about the transformation of new product design after I present the result. And the next dimension, dimension 2, is about full COVID-19 prevention, protection, confidence. The hotel management have to give the customer or the tourist or traveler 100% confidence about full COVID-19 prevention and protection. Dimension 3 is about room service quality and its productivity. Care is about intention, is about compassion, is about empathy that the hotel care about their service quality and productivity. And the last one is that most Thai travelers concerned about is about restaurant and food beverage service, because Isan food or in the northeast of Thailand, like sometimes a lot or something like that, maybe most travelers coming from the central parts of Thailand in Bangkok or something like that, they care about value, whether the food, the quality of restaurant and food are value for them, are value for money or not. And then I focus on, so from the 4 dimensions that I found from my research, I keep thinking about how to rebuild tourism using these dimensions, these 4 dimensions as new normal. In this case, derived from my research in tourism transformation. The first thing that I see from the opinion from my study, we have to update safety and security management that all hotel, I am sure that all hotel in Thailand has 24-hour CCTV, QR code, contract tracking apps like Thai China or the Thai government. And social distancing practice is very also important for the safety security management that make the Thai customer trust the management and the handling COVID-19 from the hotel. Next, we have to update about health and hygiene management. It's about cleanliness, sanitization, disinfection by using physical distancing, something like that. And then update new product design innovation for number 2 and number 3 and number 4. They have to integrate and go together. They use update technology management, like Dr. Prisha would say it, cashless or touchless. It's about the pen, how to use electronic
do not let the customer use the pen and the paper, something like that. Or even the lift, do not touch the lift. How can the hotel manage or use technology for tourism transformation, in this case for the hospitality field? And then update about sustainability and waste management. This is very important as well for the Thai traveler. And then the hotel have to update about the peaceful hospitableness and service management. They cannot use the old standards of service, but they have to keep in mind peace of mind at home is very important, because when they stay at the hotel, they have to feel peaceful. Apart from safety and security, they have to have happy. Happiness is very important as well. Last but not least, the hotel have to, from the research, the current research, they have to update personalizing lifestyle for all people involved, the tourism transformation after the virus 19. This is about 7 updates that I found from my research based on normal and new normal attributes. And that's just from my research, but it cannot doing alone. Thailand, we have virus prevention and protection standards. As Dr. Ann Ashton said at the beginning of this presentation, Thai Hotel Association, Tourism Authority of Thailand, TSAFE or Thailand Convention Exhibition Bureau, they work together in order to create, to build Thailand virus, in this case we mean COVID-19, prevention protection standard, according to the field of the tourism and hospitality in Thailand. At the beginning, we can find COVID-19 prevention guideline for hotel, produced by Thai Hotel Association, that inspired me to do the research about this topic at the beginning. At the same time, Tourism Authority of Thailand, they work with all kinds of business, all kinds of TSAP, all kinds of professionals from the hotel. They think about Thailand, amazing Thailand safety and health administration, as Dr. Ann said at the beginning. This is about the manual, the standard, cover 10 main tourism and hospitality like hotel, restaurant, entertainment, malls, fitness center, something like that. This is the biggest standards that cover all kinds of tourism business or tourism industry in Thailand. Speaks specifically for MICE venue hygiene, Thailand Convention Exhibition Bureau. They work together with TICA, they work together with TMA in order to create MICE venue hygienes. All of these Thailand virus prevention protection standard, you can download from their website. It's published for free, I think that is for free. And before I end my presentation, I would like to tell you why we have to rebuild tourism. I like to share the COVID-19 data impacts on Thailand tourism. The data is analyzed by the Center of Economics and Business Forecasting, University of the Thai Chamber of Commerce 2020. This data analysis is done in March 2020. The first thing that I like to show you is about this graph is about international arrivals of 5 main airports in Thailand, like in Phuket, Chiang Mai, Bangkok, something like that. And you can see that for the green, this is if it's normal situation, if we don't have COVID-19, On this month, you can follow me on January until right now at the data is April. You can see that it's zero because of curfew, because of the state of emergency. Thailand closed lockdown, no airline, no flight at all. Traveler, international tourists in 5 main airports, zero. So let's see about international tourist forecast 2020, and it's about the effects. You can see that this one, you can see the number. 2019 was case. We have 39 million international tourists. And for 2020, we have at the beginning that we do not lock down the country. We have 8.5 million. When we close down for the flat zero, when we have no international arrival, the percent difference is minus 31%, change almost 80% that you can see. And what about, this is about the summary of COVID-19 impacting tourism in Thailand. Let's see. I show you only the factor about tourism and hospitality only. You can see that from macroeconomic index for gross domestic product or GDP, million, volume is million. Last year, we have 19 million baht for the income for the whole country from the tourism. But let's see, at the beginning of January 2020, GDP 17. What about March? You can see that is only 1%. January, only 2%. Let's see what about international tourists? Last year that I presented previously, 39 million people. In January, we collecting 41. For March, only 5%. The cost of the international tourists minus 15% that we don't have tourists. What about tourism income? 3,000 billion. And what about January? 7 billion and minus 11% for the outcome. This can confirm the fact that Dr. Preacher was saying that almost 90% of the hotel contemporarily closed. And only 10% they can perform their services. And what about number of other features affected? For hotel and restaurant, you can see that minus 312,000 million baht for the initial of the year. Overall like this, that you can see. What about the employment? What about the employment? Hotel workers, hotel employees, unemployed. Wholesaler, retailer, you can see that more than 1 million people. What about other services? Almost 650,000. Transportation and communication, this including airlines. This calculating by using an input-output model by Center of Economics, Business Forecasting, University of Thai Commerce. This data can show you that that's why we must rebuild tourism in Thailand. Thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you, Chai. It's a very interesting statistical evidence that you presented from your own research on the impacts of COVID-19 on the economy, unemployment, of course, the creation of unemployment and so on. But let us now go to our audience and ask what they think. Okay, I have here one question. The first one is for Anne. Are you ready, Anne? Your microphone is on mute. Yes. Okay, thank you. Okay, do you think COVID-19 will affect destination image of Thailand? If so, how you will recover it? And this comes from Arif. So
Thank you.
All about destination image, yeah?
Yeah, thank you for the question. I think this the COVID-19 actually not happened because Thailand did that, right? But the COVID-19 is all around the world. But in fact, I think Thailand, we are increasing our destination image very well. You know, first of all, you can see that, as I mentioned before, we are the second least since the COVID-19 start from China. But now we are the number 80 in the world. So actually Thailand, we're doing very well about our health system. Like Dr. Pichawut said that we are all Thai people are together and very unity about how we're gonna prevent. So all of us in the whole country, we are very unity about preventing about this crisis. But the image is here increasing in terms of safety, in terms of sanitizing. But the problem, what I said, I left from my last slide. I said that Thailand, we are ready, but the rest of the world now is still have increasing about the COVID-19 spread around the world. So basically, we like the rest of the world like Thailand, so we can open the country. Actually, our country have very good image about tourism as at before COVID-19 as well as now. You know, so I think the COVID-19 make us even stronger destination image, in my opinion.
Okay, thank you, Anne. Very interesting stuff. Okay, so I have another question here for Nirasha. And the question is from Australia, from Kieran Shinden. Okay, I'm intrigued by the concept of carrying capacity. Please explain more this concept. How does this relate to carrying capacity?
Okay, talking about carrying capacity concept in Thailand. Actually, as I said before, we have.
We can't hear you, Nirasha. Check your microphone.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can. Yeah.
Talking about the concept of the carrying.
No, we can't hear you at all. Can you please check your microphone once more for me?
Hello?
Hello, we can hear you now, yes. We can't see you though. I think you have got to move a little bit, that's it.
Because actually now I don't have the Wi-Fi signal on my laptop anymore. It's all gone.
Yes, you can hear you now.
So,
can you just check your signal is okay?
Yeah, the signal is okay. I'm in my mobile now because the signal from the building is off, totally off now.
Okay.
So
if you can explain now, yes, the concept.
Talking about the carrying capacity concept in Thailand, we have been working on this for many years as well. But I have to say, the government sectors are not really putting this into consideration seriously. Why I am saying so? Because, a fact is like we still need numbers. And when they're counting on numbers, that means, they don't want this kind of regulation to be implemented, because that means they will get less number in order to, show to the board of ministry. So I don't think that, it's going to work if they really care for the number of tourists, if we are not really working on the quality of tourists and really working on the spending of tourists. I think that is the thing that we really care for, not the number of tourists, because normally when we hear the government announce, normally they just talk first on the number of incoming tourists. Like last year, we end up almost 40 million tourists to get inside the country. So that's why I said like this kind of concept, I have to say we have been fighting with the government as well in order to really put into practice. For example, for us, working in the ecotourism and sustainable tourism sector, we would love to see the controlling system for all the national parks and all the wildlife sanctuaries. We would love to see them being shut down for at least 3 months. I'm talking about all the national parks in Thailand, not only some national parks. And I'm talking about the whole area as well, because in some areas, they don't really want to close the entire national park because they care about the numbers of tourists that will be gone actually. So we have been seeing the problem of over tourism, I have to say. So over tourism in Thailand. So what I am sure that we will see after the post-COVID, we are talking seriously about carrying capacity concept. That means all the parks and all the wildlife sanctuaries, for example, will be under the control for numbers of tourists to be allowed to get in. And it also control the timing as well, not to open for like 24 hours, or tourists can stay overnight. And some areas, tourists also disturb the wild animals, those kind of things. So this kind of regulation will be implemented with the system of pre-booking. We have been seeing like the system of pre-booking in many national parks in this world, but in Thailand, we don't really implement it seriously. And also, I just want to talk about like, we are talking about the volunteer tourists as well, because the volunteer tourists or the volunteer officers or people, they can also try to can help by working during the shutting down of the sites, because this is like a sort of prevention from all the poachers, when they get in and try to kill the wild animals and to sell it. So this kind of regulations that I'm sure like after the post-COVID, our government will put it into enforcement.
Okay, thank you very much, Lisa. Okay, so our next question is for Prisa Vude. Are you ready? That's it, thank you.
Yes,
How
Professor.
have local governments adapted for this situation in Phuket? Because you spoke about Phuket. Yeah.
Excuse me again, please.
How
Adapt.
the adaptation of local government in Phuket.
Uh-huh.
This is from Razmi Islam. How did they adapt? What did
How they,
Yes.
what they do, what
Yeah.
ready for local.
Yeah.
In Patong municipality, what we do the first after they close the city, lockdown. First thing what we do is we make the food. We register around 30,000 people a day to give food for 3 times a day, and to support, because after they lock down the city, people lose the job. And also we have a lot of like Myanmar or from Laos for like a labor, a lot here. We have to give food first. And also they have the policy they lock down many fairs. You know, the first they give the food 3 times a day for 10,000, 20,000. After that, they keep the pack of the dry food or something to give to people for 1 time and 2 times. But after that, they cannot do nothing. Now, what the local government do is try to not charge the tax or to stop to pay the tax for local payment to help the SME or entrepreneur to keep some cash in hand to employ other people or employ the staff come back. We cannot do nothing now for local government because we don't have money. We don't have 14. We don't have money, material. It's everything. We everything should rely and follow the order by the center or from Bangkok government only. Here we just wait and see, wait and see, wait and wait when they're gonna open the beach and when they're gonna open the airport, the international airport, Phuket airport. So we cannot have we have limit of money, cannot do now. But the local government try to do something, but now we don't have money now because they spend a lot of money for food and give them the living food or dry food for short time. But now they stop to do everything from 30 of April. This almost 2 months they cannot help nothing anymore.
Yeah.
So I don't know what they do. Everything is just wait for 5,000 and from social insurance payment only. This is what happened in Patong, Phuket, Thailand.
Thank you so much. And that question, of course, was one of your students, San. Your student from Chiang Mai. I would like to thank, of course, Rasmi Ailam, who lives in Chiang Mai, and she's also helping us to organize the conference in Chiang Mai in November 2021. So I hope to see you all there anyway. Anyway, I've got a question here for you, Tirap. Are there any support given the government to help the problems with the elephants? What kind of support? If any?
We actually been having elephant health. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you very well.
We have been having the government's elephant health care support for a long time through the Thai Elephant Conservation Center. So if any of the elephant in this country are sick, then the health care can be provided with no cost. Okay, but not financially. Every elephant owners, elephant facility still have to responsible directly for the feeding and for the staff employment. And at this stage, there is no financial support directly from the government yet. And we are urgently need that support. So from the pictures that I like to present, it has shown the most updated situation of the elephant.
And share ใช่ไหมคะ You want me to
Yes.
share or you can share from your part?
Can you do that, please?
I will try. Okay, Professor, I will share the slide for
So this is the most recent pictures of the elephant who actually returned to their hometown from the shutdown of the elephant facility. So this elephant used to be living and doing tourist activity at the tourist camp, but now they had returned to the hometown because the boys are worried about the virus, the family are worried about the boys. So many of them decided to take the elephant back to their remote village, hometown. And this is what the mountains look like. This is year 2020, And in reality, that is not really the place for the elephant to be roaming free and enjoy the life as people want them to be. I mean, if there's a safe place on earth, if there's a place that elephant can be roam free and safe for themselves and safe for the people, I probably gonna be the first people on earth that let go of my elephant, but that's not the case. So the elephant are facing starvation, and people have to keep these elephant back at their backyard. Of course, the elephant has such a limit activities, and every day the boy has to travel for long distance on the motorbike or truck in order to bring food for the elephant. So, moreover, without tourism, the elephant are separated. So when they get sick, the vet team cannot take action immediately. If they're in the tourist camp and they're not well, the healthcare and treatment and the vet team can be there within a couple hours. But in this case, because of the COVID-19 lockdown and the elephant are not at the facility, the healthcare has to be like 2 or 3 days before the team arrive. So I know that in the last 10 years, there's been an issues of people saying that the elephant should not be in tourism, the elephant supposed not to be touched, not to be interact, let's stop tourism, elephants. But then I want to say that people, everyone, and I want to send a message that we have to be very careful of what we are wishing, because once it's come into the reality, the consequent cannot, some of it cannot be affordable. So this is the COVID-19 is actually has shown how the tourism, if the tourism ban, what's going to happen to the elephant? Starvation, lack of healthcare access, and the boy has no income. And once they have no income, they may no longer stay and take care of the elephant. And let's see what happens if there is no one taking care of the elephants. And without elephant in tourism facility, the mobile clinic and the emergencies ambulance truck will have to be running every day, and we don't want that.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Very interesting pictures as well. It's nice to see where the elephants reside at the moment. So our next question is, oh, by the way, this question was from Miva Retsmawati. Okay, our next question is from Diana Wang. Thank you for the impressive data analysis, Dr. Preda Chaya. That's for you, Chaya. No doubt, Thailand can rebuild its tourism. What do you think are the role of the event organizers in improving the confidence in tourism? Sorry, your microphone is off. Can you put your microphone on back again?
Thank you for this question. For this question, for the trust, first, for the whole country, people for the whole country have to be happy to do this. First, we have to follow what the Public Health Department of Thailand tell us to do. Like I always pack this with me. And next is about how to do this. Awareness is about mask, face mask is very important. Awareness is very important. Updated is very important. Cross-cultural communication is very also important. My family living in UK, they cannot wear mask. Do you know why? When they wear a mask, because they think differently, cultural differences. Point of view about the mask is different. If you're wearing a mask in UK, it means that you are infected person. But in Thailand, we are encouraged to wearing the mask. And the next thing is, in Thailand, we're so lucky. We have the government organization like TSEF-TICA or Tourism Authority of Thailand and Thai Hotel Association. doing the standards for us to follow. And then it is the duty or the roles of the hotel management have to educate their staff, and they have to educate their operation management based on the virus prevention and protection standard. That is very important in order to increase the trust and the confidence. And the next thing is about yourself, how to develop, how to continuously improve your service quality. It's about the commitment. It's the must. It's not the thing that you have to do, but you do it by your heart because people need hygiene, safety, security, cleanliness. So we cannot ignore this at all at the moment. So awareness, consciousness, and then your willingness to participate in this situation in order to increase the trust and the confidence is concerned all of people involved in the service management or the hotel operation of the hotel, I think.
Okay, thank you very much. I've got here a question for all of you. My research is in the area of solo tourism, which has links with the backpacker market. Obviously, this is very important to Thailand, but their fluid, mobile, and close social contact must make them different to control and track. What do you see the future of this tourist group, yes, the backpackers, in the coming years in Thailand? And this comes from Craig Leith. He's the subject leader for tourism at Robert Gordon University in Scotland. Thank you, Craig. So this is for all of you. So can we start with Anne? Would you like to go first?
Of course I can. Thank you for the question. I think it's very interesting question. This is about doing a research. And solo tourism, which is linked with the backpacker, is so very important. But their fluid, mobile, and close social contact must make them different to control the track. I think if I can say that if all of the international tourists who now outside Thailand, they have no idea about what we are doing in Thailand. We are all concerned, like Dr. Chaya said, that we all carry the mask, we all have the alcohol. I'm sure that when the people come to Thailand, everyone will be follow our Thai people and our instruction that we have to do. So that is the research about solo tourism. And now, as I said, my presentation, most of the tourists now, it will be a niche market and it will be a very small, even now in Thailand, we only can go out no more than 5 persons. If we are more than that, we may be being, even we go like Facebook. If we have more than 5, we said, no, we're not allowed to post on the Facebook. But actually we social distancing. In Thailand, we very, very concerned about this situation and we are obey. And I'm sure that when all the tourists who come to Thailand and when we are doing a research about that, the new normal of the tourists or solo tourists or the backpack, they will totally change. And I'm sure that they will comply by our authority. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Anne. Can we ask now, Pritsavuda, can you have your response to the question from Craig Leith?
The backpacker?
Yes.
I think in my point of view, I think it's like a smart tourist because they know how to use technology. They know how to spend money when they are young. And I tell what I have learned, they have a backpacker in hotel in Patong. Normally, some backpacker hotel, what they call hostel, they're more expensive than some like a building hotel. What I think they want some experience. Maybe they join some toilet. Normally if you have the room, they can have a private toilet.
Yeah.
They come to talk each other. They come to share the idea. They talk about not about money, about the experience, about something, the new unseen Thailand. What I know, and I interviewed them before. They like Phuket because they want to join some beach, like an unseen beach. For example, like a Freedom Beach. Normally we don't open for anyone. Or Iguana Beach. They go there. It's fresh. It's something not open. They try to find something new. And I like one thing, they come to Phuket, the south. They go deep south, they go to the north, they go to Nan, they go many cities to learn like culture of Thailand. For me, it's good for them, and also the new normal, the new world. They more use some smartphone or technology. We should support them. And I'm not worried because normally they are survival tourists. Not too much money, and they know how to respect the rule and respect the culture and respect that city. So better we support them. I'm not worried about them, and Phuket always welcome to them or the backpacker tourists. Okay.
Okay, thank you very much. Very interesting stuff. Okay, can we ask now Nirasha?
Okay, I hope you. Okay. All right.
We cannot hear you now. Can you lean back a bit? Maybe it's the microphone.
Can you hear me now?
No, I think we're having problems. So if we can move to Chaya. I'll come back to you, Nirasha.
All right. I have only a short sentences to say for these questions. When we have solo tourism, we travel abroad to another country. The first thing is respect. Respect. If they practice social distancing, you have to respect that because you visit their country. And then solo tourism, we cannot control you. You have to control yourself during the COVID or the post-COVID in order to not let yourself the problem causing the COVID happen again. So the rules and regulations of the country proclaim that ask or encourage the tourists to follow. I think if I were the tourist, I must follow. So discipline is very important as well. And selflessness also important because you care for others. So that's why you have to protect yourself about hygiene, your cleanliness, something like that.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Taya. And Nirasha, can we go back to you now, see if you can hear you again?
Can you hear me now?
Yes, you can hear you now. Thank you. So this is all about backpacker market, yes? Just to remind you.
Of backpackers. I'm sure that we will get more back.
Oh, can't hear you. I'm sorry. We cannot hear you at all.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, now we can. Yes.
I can as well. But, it's on and off. But I will talk very quick. Then. Yeah. For the post-COVID, I'm sure that you get more for travelers.
So I cannot hear you. We have to stop you there. I'm sorry, Nirasha, but the line is really bad. Thank you very much, though, for trying again. So, Tirapat, could you tell us a little bit about the solo traveler, the backpacker market?
Thank you. With the solo traveler, it's gonna be an alternative and positive option for the elephant facility tourism's operation, because with the new normal for the tourism after COVID, some of the elephant activities will be aimed at. For example, the elephant shows that very crowded with 300, 400, even 500, 10, 20 tour buses at the same place, same time. So that kind of elephant tourism will be stopped. And thankfully for the COVID-19, I mean, because then the elephant activities will have to be focusing on a smaller group of tourists, specialized trip. So the FIT and solo traveler will be good for elephant support. And also the elephant tourism facility has to adjust, and in order to get enough income per day to meet the cost of the elephant care, at the same time with less numbers of tourists, it means that we have to adjust and increasing the knowledge, increasing the quality of interaction time, increasing the value of the elephant support and visit. So that's gonna meet the new trend of elephant healthcare based tourism. So less numbers of the tourists, more of high quality interaction, more of knowledge and cultural sharing. So the solo tourism is the answer for tourism rebuild of the elephant section.
Thank you so much. And I've got one more question, and this is going to be our last question for all of you. Is it necessary to request that international travelers present a COVID-19 free certificates when they are checking in customs? And this is an anonymous question. Do you think it's necessary? Can we start with you, Anne, again? Can you see the question?
Yeah, that is a very good question, and I think the hard question. I think this, at the moment, Thailand, as I said, we can control this COVID-19. However, the rest of the world is still increasing, and is not yet that government will say anything. However, I saw one of the questions, I also is linked to this, said that how come we have the infected of the people in each day? But I will answer that these people are Thai, but they come from overseas. They come from Kuwait, they come from Qatar, they come from different countries. And then we have kept them for 14 days, and then we found them, and then we cure them, and most of them are go home. So to this question, maybe it's too early for me to answer something like it's a country level. So perhaps we maybe have to wait until another 2 or 3 months or so and see what happened in the around the world. And also what Thailand, of course we want to have our country as clean like now, and also we want to welcome people to come. So maybe I will leave this question at the moment, so maybe in the future. Thank you.
Thank you, Anne. Okay, Nirasha, can we go to you to see if we can try once again, if your signal is good enough for your response? We are having trouble this morning. Okay.
You hear me?
No, we can't. I'm sorry. Perhaps you can reply in writing, and then I can pass it over to the participants. Sorry. Okay, we did try. I can't say that. Okay, so Dr. Chaya?
For this question is uncertain situation, and I am not the person to control the situation. I agree with Dr. Ann Ashton, so I agree with her. I
Okay.
cannot reply for this question. I'm
Okay.
not sure. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. And Pritavuda, very quickly, a quick answer.
For me, my idea is what I understand is people who wanna come to Thailand, they need to certificate of the COVID-19 checking before, like this. Is that a question? Sorry.
Yeah, yes, it is.
Yes. For me now, what we try to do is the thing I believe in my public health in my country or everything in Phuket. So better even though you have a certificate, we have to check you anyway to be safe people in Thailand. And we don't want the COVID-19 come back. For me, recommend, even though you have that certificate, I think we don't need, we come to check with the test kit or some technology. You lose the time, but better we should know exactly you can pass the test or not for now. But if we have vaccine or if the world change the situation, blah, 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 okay, we can think again. But now in the 1 or 2 months or half year, we should check everyone to come to Thailand to make sure that the COVID-19 situation is not come back like before. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much.
May I add, excuse me, Professor, may I add a little bit with the Dr. Pishavut? You know, we have each province, we have some rules. You know, I give you one example in Chiang Mai. If you travel by public transportation, train or airplane, you will be kept for 14 days that during the spread, you know. So if you come for holiday for 1 week, so you are unable to do that now. So basically at the moment, we are, you know, Thai people, every single day, what are they looking for? They're looking for how many people affected. And if someday we have 0, everyone's so happy about that. But yesterday we have 17 people. And today we have 1 people. So the Thai people are now looking for the number when it's going to be 0. So, you know, like if you go to different, you know, like Phuket now, I think is open yet? Phuket is not open yet, right?
No.
Open the only the like a seaport and the gate like from the road.
Not the airport, right? They close the gate.
Not airport. Domestic airport and international. Domestic flight and international flight not yet, not allowed yet.
Yeah. So this is give you a good example. I think this is maybe in the next few months we organize this again, Eugenia, and then we maybe talk about that. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. And the last speaker, Kirapat.
Yes.
Want to add anything more to that about, you know, the certificates and the quarantine?
I believe that we need both combination of country of origin certification. So if the doctors let you fly, then we at least have worries, and we need that. And once you arrive in Thailand, then you have to meet the Thailand standard and regulation. And for sure that Thailand at this stage, we are quite ready for the 14 days of pre-Rome quarantine period. So the condition of being here in this country may come up with an additional 14 days areas, which Thailand hopefully can come up with a well-designed package where who's going to be involved. There might be a certain hotels that assigned for this, you know, and it's not just a stressful quarantined package, but it's kind of relaxation. You know, you fly from opposite side of the world and you have a nice good place to stay by the seaside, hotels for 14 days before you start to roam, and that's a combination of country of the origin certificate and Thailand welcoming quarantine package would help you to roam free in Thailand and be safe, and also help the local people. I know that a lot of people who involved with tourism will have we are more than ready to welcome you, but we also have to concern about local people, villagers. So we need to make sure that they are worry free and they are fully welcome. So we don't want kind of a stressful and a strange look by the locals and villagers. So I think we need to combine every of the standard and regulation from both this country of the origin and the destination country.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, let's close then this webinar. I would like to thank, first of all our participants for joining us today, and I would like to offer a sincere apologies for some of the disruptions. This is due to bad weather, I think, in Chiang Mai. Is that right, in Russia? So the signal there was very poor. But I hope that you have enjoyed it as much as we have. It's been an enjoyable webinar again. And our next webinar will take place in a couple of weeks' time, and details on that will be sent out soon. I would like to thank all the speakers, Therapat, Nirasha, Prishavuda, Anne, and Chaya, for your interesting and thought-provoking contributions to today's discussions on rebuilding tourism in Thailand. We definitely have learned a lot from your presentations and discussions. Thank you once again for joining us. Stay safe and see you in a couple of weeks' time. Sawadee.
สวัสดีครับ
Sawadee. Bye-bye.
สวัสดีครับ สวัสดี
Thank
ค
you,
รับ
Sawadika. Thank you for listening.
bye
Thank you
bye.
for the session. Thank you, Professor Eugenia, for your organizing this webinar. Thank you so much.
It's our pleasure.
Thank you for the speaker as well in a short notice and doing very interesting information.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Anne. See you soon.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye bye.